Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel today. I got my hands on the new Makeup Geek DuoChrome eyeshadows and I'm super excited about them. So if you're interested in seeing my review and a handful of swatches, then let's get started. So what exactly is a duochrome eyeshadow? Sounds very fancy, right? Well, according to the name, duo meaning two, each eyeshadow consists of two colors. Well, how does that happen? Each shadow has a base color and then it has a coordinating, accenting, reflex color. So depending on how you're looking at the applied shade, you might see more of the base color or you might see more of the accenting reflex color. And of course those two colors complement and coordinate with each other and they just wind up looking up gorgeous. So the duochrome eyeshadows were available in two forms, one a pigment and two in a pan. So I did not purchase any of the pigments because the pigments come in a tiny little jar and they're like a loose powder. And I am not equipped to handle a loose powder. It would just be a big fat mess. And so I just know myself and said, okay, I will admire from afar, but I am gonna focus on the pans because I know that that's what I can work better with, especially since I don't really have a lot of time all the time, and working with a pressed powder in a pan is definitely less messy and much easier. So let me just start by saying that the duochrome shadows are fabulous, but I do think that they're fabulous for a couple of reasons. First of all, Marlena always, do you like that, Marlena? It's as if we're like on a first name basis. She has no idea who I am, and apparently we're BFF and didn't even realize it. Anyway, Marlena, the CEO, founder, and creator of Makeup Geek, pays an extraordinary amount of attention to detail and quality. She is right there involved in the development and production of all of her products. And that really makes a difference because when you're paying attention to those details and don't rely on someone else to determine your level of quality, I think ultimately her involvement is really what makes a difference in the products that she puts out. And so these duochrome eyeshadows are so fabulous because of their intense level of quality. They are not splotchy, they are super creamy, they are very pigmented. It doesn't even seem possible that they can be as cheap as they are. They are $6. $6! Coffees are more expensive than some of these eyeshadows. I also like these duochrome eyeshadows because you can portray an extreme level of talent without a lot of technique and skill. Well, what do I mean by that? It looks like you wound up creating this gorgeous canvas on your eyelid and really you just swiped it on, because that is the nature of the duochrome shadow. It changes in the light and in the angles and in the perspective, and it looks like, oh my gosh, how long did that take you? Did that take you a really long time to put that on? No, it took you no time at all because it took you literally one swipe of color and you wind up having a gorgeous prism of color that looks like it took you an intense amount of time, or at minimum, a heck of a lot of technique, which you don't need to have in order to apply these shadows. Finally, I really like these duochrome shadows because they are an awesome way to amp up your look without a lot of effort. Like I said, again, it's built into the nature and design of the shadow itself, but you can take kind of an amplified shadow and completely amp up your look, an amplified shadow and amp up your look. Okay, we're amping apparently. You can take these shadows and take a very boring matte finish neutral eye and add one of these shadows to the look and suddenly you're ready to go out at night. And it doesn't take you a lot of time, doesn't take you a lot of product, and can completely transform and, like I said before, amplify your look so that you can now have an evening look or a party look without a lot of time or effort. The key to these shadows not only is the duo colors and the accenting reflex, but they're not matte shadows. They can't be, otherwise the product wouldn't work. So they are much more of an intense sheen of color, or like a shimmer of color, because they aren't glitter. And I don't like glitter that much because glitter rains down on my parade and all over my nose and my face. Glitter falls. But when it's a shimmer or a sheen, it's actually kind of, I don't know the science behind it, but it appears as if it's built into the pigment, which means it's going to stay on your eyelids, unlike the glitter, which I don't get along with. So like I said, I bought mine in the pan form and I keep mine in a Z palette. This is actually a Makeup Geek Z palette, which I got from her website. I don't know if you can get this actual style anymore, but she still has an always updating variety of different Z palettes. And so the Z palette's magnetic if you're not familiar, and as well, so are the eyeshadow pans. And so they literally just pink, click into place and they don't fall out, and they allow you to create your own selection of colors, eyeshadows, blushes, whatever the case may be, and it makes it super travel friendly, which I also love. As if I travel all the time, but I like to have things travel ready. So I bought 6 of them. I don't know exactly, but there's probably about 12 in total. I got the shades that kind of went more for my skin tone. I got some light ones, I got some dark ones. So what I'm gonna do is I'll name them and I'll swatch them so that you can get an idea. But MakeupGeek.com also has amazing swatches of the colors as well. Except they don't move, like mine are about to move, so we're about to get super fancy here. So like I said initially, the DuoChrome is a base color with an accenting reflect color. And so I'm gonna start, I love the names by the way, the names are super cute and awesome too. Okay, so I said before, these shadows are super creamy and pigmented, which I think are the 2 key words that we all use to describe our shadows. Super creamy and pigmented. So the first one that I got is called Karma, and it's the lightest one of the ones that I purchased. They describe it as having a gold base, woo, with yellow-green reflect highlights. And, oh my gosh, I hope the camera picks it up. So there is the gold base, and then there go the yellow-green highlights. Oh my gosh. That is just, you can't have a bad time at a party if you have an eyelid that looks like this, okay? Okay. The next one I got is called I'm Peachless, and they describe it as a buff base with peachy pink highlights. This one is probably my favorite, not because it's the most dramatic, but because I feel like it's the most versatile. I can totally dress up a very neutral look with the essence of this shadow without it being too much. So I could definitely rock the DuoChrome, you know, in the office. So there is the buff, and then there goes the peachy pink. It's pretty light. Honestly, if I put it on the end of my nose, you would be like, what happened to the end of your nose? Believe me when I tell you that I'm Peachless is gorgeous. The last one that I got of the lighter shades is called Mai Tai. My God, that's so cute. They describe it as apricot with orchid like lavender, orchid reflex. So basically, it's kind of like a deep peach with lavender or orchid highlights to it. Oh my God, so yummy. So there, see? There's the apricot, and then bam, there goes the essence of orchid or the essence of lavender. Oh my gosh, that's so gorgeous. Kind of makes you want to have a Mai Tai right now. So I got a couple of the darker shades as well. The first darker one I got is called Ritzy, and this one they describe as a red-brown base with greenish gold accents. These will show up much better on camera. Obviously they look way more awesome on, oh, look at that. So you can see the reddish brown, and then when you turn, you can see the greenish gold accent. So yummy. That was a bad voice. Don't pull out that voice. Put that voice away. The next one I got is called Havoc. It also is a red-brown base, but it actually has a teal accent. So a little bit more of a kind of like a greenish blue instead of green. Oh God. So again, there's the red-brown base, and then there's the teal accent. The last one that I picked up, oh my gosh, is called Steampunk. They call it a black base with copper reflex, which, I mean, it sounds gorgeous in the description. So it's intense. It is pretty intense. So there's the black base, and then there's the copper reflex. Oh my gosh. My gosh, this is one swipe. This is a swipe. This is not an eyeshadow palette in front of you and you're creating magic. This is just apply. Put on brush and apply. Oh my gosh. So what do you do when you get 6 gorgeous DuoChrome shadows and you only have 2 eyeballs and 2 eyelids? you look forward to getting up every day. So you could try a new different look, which will then constantly change throughout the day because they are duochrome. Oh my goodness, how fabulous is that? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really do hope you get a chance to check out Makeup Geek's duochrome shadows and hopefully pick up at least one or few. Just get them all for yourself. I am on Instagram and Twitter, so if you have a chance, check me out over there. Thank you again so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, I would really appreciate it. I do hope you have a really good rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and in the meantime, thanks.
Because it took you literally one swipe. So my dog was just messing with my lights. So it might have looked like there was like some level of lightning or so. I don't even know if the camera picked it up, but I was trying to be chill about it, and it was very distracting. He took a seat now. That could have been a shit show. No idea how that one is going to turn out. And it makes it super travel friendly. Oh my gosh, put on brush. It's like a Dr. Seuss video now. That puppy's intense. I mean, you can even see it coming off. Look at that. $6! $6. Wow, that is super intense. So what do you do when you get 6 gorgeous...